On my Traxxas Rustler launched some of its new parts into the stratosphere. So I was kind of in a rush to get this car done for the next day, and I kind of just brushed through everything real quick, and I just wanted to go over it again, tell you guys what I did, and kind of go a little more in depth, along with some issues I actually ran into with those really heavy-duty axles. So the first thing I wanted to go over was the newest addition to it, which was the new battery mount. The original one that I had in here from Traxxas just didn't fit all the batteries I wanted to, and on top of that, I ended up actually breaking their actual snap mount. So you can see it cracked right there, and it just wasn't going to be worth keeping and trying to rebuild. So building one out of an old license plate, but whenever I'd hit a bump, it would just bend and the battery would start lifting out, and then the edge got so sharp that it ended up cutting through the Velcro straps. So I decided to design a new one out of an ABS sheet, which is flexible, but it's stiff enough, especially when it's melted at 90 degrees, that it shouldn't lift up. It's very solid to the frame, and it can definitely take a beating. So you can see I have these super wide straps on this one, one battery, two battery for my 4-cell setup. I also throw my 3-cell in this, and just one 2-cell, which is why I really like having these Velcro straps. But you can see inside of here I have the full ABS strip that I cut and designed. I had to make this little tab because originally when I had the aluminum mount, I had just press fitted the old plate on top, but since this is double thickness, the screws just weren't reaching good enough, so I made this plate and replaced them with regular M3 screws and just put nuts on top. So now for the not so fun parts. I got some MIP knockoffs for the axles. They're made by All Wheel Drive RC, and they are absolutely incredible. However, from factory, they come partially assembled, and it didn't cross my mind to check them. They do not put Loctite on the grub screws. So while I was doing about 60 miles an hour, I sent a grub screw, a hardened axle pin, and a barrel bushing up into the stratosphere. It is gone. Luckily, they do give you a full set of replacements, so I'm gonna go ahead, replace that right now, put Loctite on it, and off camera, I'll do the rest, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. If you do get the all-wheel drive RC axles, do dismantle them and Loctite them. Luckily, they do give you the spare parts, and it wasn't like a catastrophic failure where it completely broke. It was just a simple user error. I should have checked it over, but coming pre-assembled from the factory, it just did not cross my mind. We'll go ahead, we'll pop this off, and we'll put it back. So I did end up slightly stripping it. I should have heated it up to begin. I did heat it up and then hammer in a star drive, and I just don't think it's going to come out nicely. I'll remove it next time and I'll buy a replacement, but for now I'm just going to do a quick repair of just the inside. When you put the new pin in, you definitely want to make sure that the flat side is facing the grub screw. That way it definitely has a good seat on it and it can't rotate and become loose. So, got that in. Now I'm just going to put it back on. It should be good to go. So I just did want to give you guys the heads up. If you do go with the all-wheel drive RC axles, which I highly recommend, as they are very similar, if not better than the MIP because they have a bigger core, that you do have to check for the Loctite. They do not come with it on it, as far as I can tell. Some of the grub screws they provided have with it, but the ones in it did not. It came loose and my axle did disassemble itself. Don't forget to follow, and if you go to my YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya. So this